Welcome to the Boogie Down Bombers podcast. A podcast talking all things Yankees and baseball. Now, here's your hosts, Austin, Tim, and Nick.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Boogie Down Bombers podcast. I'm Austin Verhill. That's Tim Laduca, and that's Nick Giovanelli. And today, we got a lot to talk about, but we're gonna start off hot with free agency. We've been talking about, last episode, what we wanted from the Yankees. I said, I wanted Freeman after, the Olsen trade took place, like right before the episode. So I fully thought we were going to get Olsen. Then I was like, okay, we're not going to get Olsen. And I even said in the podcast, safe bet is we're going to get Rizzo. That's exactly what happened. Re-signed Anthony Rizzo to a 2-year deal. He played very well for us last year. So I think people are kind of clouded on the idea of it simply because he's not Freddie Freeman. I think that's a little unfair. I think Rizzo is a solid. It's Tim. I mean, you know all about Rizzo. He's a solid guy to have in the lineup. He is a great guy to have in the dugout. But you look around the league, we get Josh Donaldson, and it seems that what we did was we gave the Twins the budget for Carlos Correa. He signs there for, 3 years? And I'm forgetting the number.
$35 million a year, yeah.
$35 million a year. He has an opt-out after the first and second year. So, okay. So we hear that, right? Quick reactions. Mm-hmm. Is he even a Twin next year?
No,
because he's gonna get swept in the playoffs by the Yankees and be like, this team can't win in the playoffs. I'm not staying in Minnesota. Also, he's not gonna like being cold for the first 2 months of the year and then the last 2 months of the year.
Who decided when they were making ballparks that the Twins' ballpark should be outdoors? It was not a smart idea, and I mean that's probably why they don't do well in October.
Hard to hit when it's cold.
Yeah, that's true. I never thought about that. Like, if there's any place to have a roof or whatever, it's Minnesota. Like,
I'm like pretty pissed that we don't have one in New York. Like, I love
I can do that one.
I love the feeling of an open stadium, but it gets so cold. And April we play 4 games. They're all rained out. But free agency, they said there was going to be a frenzy, and it happened in between last episode and this episode.
Yeah.
Chris Bryant, you see the Rockies, and you think, is there a worse organization in any of the 4 major sports?
The Arizona Coyotes.
That's that's a good one.
But other than that, I'm not too sure.
So they trade Arenado. Then they know they're gonna lose Story in free agency. Don't trade him. And then they sign Chris Bryant to a 7-year deal with full no trade clause. So, what? First off, if you want Chris Bryant that bad, I think we could all agree you'd rather have Arenado than Chris Bryant, correct? So why would you get rid of Arenado if you were just going to get Bryant? And now it's said that the Rockies offered Trevor Story more than the Red Sox did.
I think that tells you that those players didn't want to stay in Colorado anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and why would you?
I want to know what's going through Chris Bryant's mind.
Was he offered nothing? That could be my only thought process could be is that he wasn't offered that much money anywhere else. The Phillies were in on him, but obviously they weren't able to match.
I think that it's a good place to go retire. And how old is he? 30 years old. So he'll be 37 when this deal ends. He can go pad his. Is he 30? I think he might be younger than
He
that.
might be a little younger. Yeah, I
No,
think he's
he's
younger.
30.
Is he 30?
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, what I'm saying is maybe he wasn't getting the offers. He's kind of injury prone, and he already has a good foundation to his career. Going to Colorado to go pad your stats for half the season each year, hit some bombs that might be outs in a lot of other stadiums.
He might
I
hit
mean,
50.
what?
He might hit 50.
Yeah, that'd be hot.
And I'm
Chris
like,
Bryant,
what? It's a
50 bomb.
shame because everything about the Rockies should be a team that I love. Their colors. If you're a professional sports team and you have purple incorporated in your brand somehow, it's an automatic win for me. Big Viking guy over here in terms of their uniforms and stuff.
Goal.
You look at their stadium. They got a gorgeous stadium. They have a fan base, believe it or not, and they haven't done anything for as long as I've been alive. You had 2007, and then what else? I mean, really nothing.
Not a whole lot.
I wonder how much of it has to do with the fact that players don't want to go play there in the prime of their career because it affects their legacy.
That's true.
That's true.
I mean, Trevor
which is
Story's getting
stupid.
flamed right now. It is stupid.
It's dumb. The argument is dumb because I mean, and you don't hear it in any other sport. You hear about it a little bit in terms of like stamina in football, but other than that, and it's only like a little bit. There's whole arguments about whether people should be going into the Hall of Fame because they played in Colorado.
I think because it makes it easier to play baseball, but it makes it harder to play football.
Well, it makes it easier to play baseball, depending on what you do.
Yeah. The park dimensions are bigger. They use the humidor with the baseballs. They're trying their best to make it equal.
Yeah. Now, this might be a stupid question, but it's one that I'm going to ask. I'm not a scientist. Would putting a dome on it fix the problem?
No.
No.
No, it wouldn't. You're still a mile.
no.
You're still 5,000 feet above sea level.
That's a fair point.
They'd have to do something with the air pressure inside, which would
Yeah.
be like it would be jarring. It would be like going into a pressure chamber.
Ugh.
So that wouldn't be good.
See, that's why we
ear
have
puffing.
you here, Tim. You smarty pants.
Yes, I'm a history major.
Those are related. So we talked about Correa going to the Twins, and I know Nick, you had a
Oh
bit
my
of a
God.
problem with the Twins.
I don't have a problem with the Twins per se, but Cashman and Hal Steinbrenner. Cashman in like recent years has been like, let's say before 2019, he's always been like, wow, every trade he does, it's a steal for the
Mhm.
Yankees. Like most of them anyway. Cash God, wow, whatever. He got played so hard by the Minnesota Twins. We gave them our starting catcher, Gary Sanchez, and hate him or not, Ben Rortvet has an oblique injury right now, so we have Kyle Higashioka. That's it. We gave them Gary and Urshela for 36-year-old, 50 mil Josh Donaldson, a 24-year-old catcher who's hurt and hits worse than Gary, and Isaiah Kiner Falefa. Okay, he's a stopgap shortstop. That's great and all. Carlos Correa just signed the perfect stopgap contract they could have ever asked from him. There's no excuse now for why you didn't get him. 35 mil with an opt-out for 2 years? It's perfect if you want Volpe to come up so bad. So, not only did Cashman get played and the Yankees look stupid, but Volpe needs to be Jeter at this point. The pressure on his shoulders is too immense, and He's going to turn out just like Glaber. Glaber is one bad year away from getting traded. He was the top prospect in baseball once. Volpe isn't the top, but he's the top Yankees prospect at least.
Yeah, he's number 10.
So yeah, so it's like it's not the same in terms of how good they were before their careers, Glaber and Volpe, but Volpe's on the track to do just how Glaber did. And I'm still a fan of Glaber. I hope he can turn it around this year. But like I said, Glaber's probably one bad year away from getting traded. He could even get traded right now because the Yankees infield is clogged. So the Correa contract looks horrible on the Yankees. And the fact that the Minnesota Twins played you and outbid you for Carlos Correa, it's not a good look, and it's pretty horrible.
See, I'm going to fight you on one thing. With that quickly is you know, Gary Sanchez, I think, legitimately was a liability on the team.
He was.
You say, you know, the catcher we got, Rortvedt, he's not as good offensively. I mean, maybe by a .002 on the average. I mean, their averages were not that far apart.
I mean, he's bat 169 in 39 games.
Yeah, he's
not great.
Small sample size. But his defense is immeasurably better.
But he's hurt. So
yeah, he got hurt. Kyle Higashioka is the guy that is replacing Gary.
That's rough.
I know, but is it that much different? Was their offense that much different between Higgy and Gary? No.
But Gary's better than Rortvedt.
That's a wash. And then you have Higgy's defense is way better than Gary's. So, you know, the positive there would be Higgy. And Donaldson, I think, objectively, is better than Gio Urshela. I don't think it's even a question. And so you get those two, and then you get Isaiah Kiner-Falefa, who early spring training has looked great. Gold Glove, 270 hitter. Not a power guy, but if that's going to be your stopgap, I'm okay with that. Obviously, you brought up as long as Volpe is a very good player. I can agree with you though on why wouldn't you want why wouldn't you give Correa that contract? That's literally a very good. I don't know if a problem in like the clubhouse. Maybe he would do.
Judge didn't seem to think it was going to be a problem.
I think we get so infatuated with the people who are on the free agent market this season. If everyone was a free agent, would Freddie Freeman, Trevor Story, and Carlos Correa be everyone's top priorities? No. What if Aaron Judge, Giancarlo Stanton, Joey Gallo, and DJ LeMahieu and Garrett Cole were free agents this year, and we got all of them? Wouldn't you be hyped?
Yeah, easy.
The
Yankees have a very good team. It's just the next best thing, and the way that this entire baseball fan base is focused and designed that we are never content. We always want the next best thing. We always want the 28th ring. Why can't we win a 28th World Series with the team that we have right now? Trevor Story's going to play second base for way too much money outside of Coors Field for the Red Sox. Okay. Carlos Correa is going to play for the Twins.
Yeah.
I don't think either of those teams got better than the Yankees with those.
No, I agree with you on that.
What? If anything, the Yankees needed to make some other. They didn't need to make the blockbuster move. They needed to make supplementary moves to make the outside pieces better. Maybe a better backup catcher than Higashioka. Maybe an extra bullpen. Maybe an extra arm for the rotation. But I'm not disappointed they didn't get these giant blockbuster deals off of free agency because they already have so many stars in the lineup.
Well, and there is a narrative that the Yankees don't want to spend. I don't think that's true.
It's the highest paid pitcher, at least when they signed Cole.
Yeah, obviously they paid Cole. I don't think there's any question they paid Judge.
They have, yes, they have to.
They better, man.
Judge is getting paid. I don't know if it happens before the season starts. I bet that it does.
If
But
it doesn't, I'm gonna have some problems.
I don't think he even touches the free agency market. But moving on from that, we said spring training started, and the things that you just said, Tim, is the supplemental, fixes. I think the Yankees did a lot of that. Our defense 2 years ago was atrocious. It was unwatchable. Like, you try to think of the players that we had on the team regularly that were bad on defense, and you think of, Torres at short
Sanchez
wasn't good. You had Sanchez. Voit was, Voit was manageable, right? But he wasn't like a super stud or anything like that.
Voit did a serviceable job. He was okay.
And Duhar had started the 2019 season as a starting third baseman. Clint Frazier was in the outfield. And now look at it. You have Joey Gallo, Gold Glove. You have Isaiah Kiner-Falefa, Gold Glove. You have Rizzo. Rizzo had to have won a Gold Glove.
He's a perennial Gold Glover.
Doesn't he have like a platinum glove or something?
Yeah,
as well.
Higashioka, who we've seen, is a great catcher. Josh Donaldson, who throughout his career has been a fantastic third baseman. So our defense,
when healthy,
is not nearly the problem that it used to be. I mean, pitchers didn't want to throw to a guy who was batting cleanup in your lineup. Look, in elimination games, when Garrett Cole was pitching, Gary Sanchez, who's supposed to be a powerhouse in the lineup, is not in the lineup. So that's no longer a problem. And then you look at what we see early spring training. We see Isaiah Kiner-Falefa. He's got multiple hits already through, 3 spring training games in. Josh Donaldson hitting bombs. Obviously, it's only spring training. But I think I don't think people are giving us a chance, funny enough, in the playoffs. You guys got to remember, it's extended playoffs. So I don't know if making the playoffs should be as big of an issue as people are making out to seem. I think what we should be focused on now is, seeing what we need by the trade deadline. And my guess is trade deadline time comes, we're going to need a relief pitcher. And maybe if there's a catcher out there, but I think Higgy, with regular time, can improve offensively, and defensively, I think he can hold it down.
Sounds like every trade deadline in the history of trade deadlines.
Well, what's the meme is always, we need a starting pitcher.
Yeah.
Oh, of course.
I mean, and Domingo Germán just landed on the 60-day IL, by the way.
That's true.
So maybe we do. Wandy Peralta apparently is going to get some throws in there. Or was it Wandy Peralta or Nestor Cortez? Nestor Cortez, my fault.
I like Nestor Cortez.
Our rotation is Cole, Tyone, Sevy, Nestor probably. Who am I forgetting?
And there's a few. Maybe Davy Garcia bounces back. Luis Gil was great for us.
Oh yeah,
big Luis Gil guy. I actually was at his MLB debut. A little humble flex there. Also, Steve Riding debuted in that game. That's a relief pitch you can look out for.
He was nasty.
And he was angry.
Jordan Montgomery.
There we go. Thank you.
Steven Riding. I'm a big Steven Riding guy.
Now, if we just don't burn him out like we did.
Yeah, you got to stay healthy too.
Yeah, I mean, the dude throws flames. It's something you gotta make sure your body's ready for sure.
You know what I saw in spring training that makes me excited about this Rizzo deal? It's him leading off. I think it's so important that you can have DJ lead off against lefties and then flip it around for righties and have Rizzo I mean, just uncomfortable at bat. He's standing right on top of the dish. He can take you a yard. We've seen. I think that having him lead off is not only just like fun and quirky, but can really help just start this lineup and then turn it around because now you have him hitting leadoff and flipping the lineup card over after whoever's batting ninth. You're already in the heart of the lineup with a power hitter who can get on base as well. And Rizzo. So I love Rizzo so much.
I'm a big Rizzo guy.
I'm so happy Rizzo's back. Obviously, Freeman and Olsen were out there, but like,
Yeah.
I never really had a problem with Rizzo coming back at all.
Yeah.
I thought he's been very good, and I think he will be.
You know,
going
we
on.
brought back Rizzo. We traded Voit too. We traded Voit to the Padres, who I mean, you know, if he wasn't going to be a Yankee, you know, Voit, I'm glad he's a Padre. That I mean, could you think of a team that, you know, could suit him better? That's like him and Tatis are going to have a lot of fun together, I'm sure.
Tatis deleted every Instagram picture on his Instagram.
He was probably getting harassed.
You know, I hate that. You know, it's like Kyler Murray. You know, he deleted every mention of the Arizona Cardinals off of his Instagram. Like, I hate the whole deleting teams out of the Instagram baloney.
I hate everything about sports players with Instagram because all I can think of with that is Manny Machado liking the Yes Network post like once in 2019. I was like, oh, he's gonna be a Yankee. But then,
I'm a
he
little
clearly
upset
wasn't,
that
so.
I like Machado was one that I really wanted.
I'm very happy.
Machado.
I'm very happy DJ shut me up with that.
Who was the guy we got in a fight with over Machado?
I don't know.
Remember we had to have. I wrote that blog post.
Oh.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
What was his name? I blocked him, so I don't remember his name.
That Australian guy, right?
Yeah,
Who likes the Orioles or something?
Jimmy Curtis or something? What was his name?
Who cares?
I was trying to say his name and get some freaking publicity on this thing.
Well, I believe his
Get him
name
back in
was
our mention.
Talentless Hack. I believe that was his name.
No, that probably
Just look
works
up
too.
Talentless Hack. He should come up.
John Heyman?
Jesus.
He'll give you credit for this in 3 days.
So, my brother the other day texted me. He goes, "The Yankees are retiring another number? Question mark, question mark, question mark.
Ooh.
Isn't that?" He goes, "All the players are going to be wearing 90." He was referring to Paul O'Neill. He was a little late on the news.
I was gonna say.
And you know, I told him, I was like, that number has been retired by the fans for years anyway. You know, the Troy Hawkins tried to wear it. What was that, 2009 or 2010? And he got, it might have even been before that. It might have been, yeah, I think it was before that. And he got crushed. Like, fans were not happy about it. So, no one's worn that number in years anyway. I don't think there's any harm in retiring that number. But how many more numbers can we possibly retire? Because I was thinking about like future ones, and I was like, this has got to be the last one for a while. The only one I could think of is maybe CC.
Oh, totally.
And you know, if Judge continues the trajectory, but that will be years away. So, does it get to a point where the Yankees start unretiring numbers?
I think it'll be there. How many people are on a roster?
26.
26. And there is as many. You could have an entire team of retired numbers right now.
Easy. Yes.
Yeah. I think it's so far down the line that we're gonna see triple-digit numbers before it's a necessity. I think that you're gonna see like a 00. First of all, you can do that.
Yes.
Then you can also.
Dope.
I don't think the Yankees are going to be the reason why you see triple-digit numbers, but I think that problem will be solved before the Yankees are forced to do it.
Well, who's gonna do it before the Yankees?
I don't know who's
the Mariners. They always use gimmicks.
And the Athletics.
Oh, okay.
Oh my! Imagine the sleeveless jerseys with triple digits.
Oh, that would
Sweet.
be kind of dope.
So I think that this problem will resolve itself before it's actually an issue. There's no way that the Yankees retire. How many would they have to retire? 80, 70, 74 numbers before it's actually an issue?
Yeah, and how many's retired right now? Like 20
Exactly.
something?
So
Maybe
it
close to 30? Well, you got 1 through 10.
uh-huh.
So there's 10 of them. Then you
Yeah.
got 15, 16, 20, 21, 23, 32, 37, 42 obviously, 44, 46, 49, and 51. I think that's all of them.
Did you count by chance?
I was hoping you were.
No. I'd say that's about 25 numbers.
Google it real quick. Just count them.
You know, I mean, the next closest franchise is, I think, the Canadians, the Montreal Canadiens, and I don't think they're really that much that close to us. in
Oh,
terms
and
of
we have 8
retired number.
twice. Oh yeah.
Yeah, we have 8 twice because of Dickey and Berra. 42 twice because of Robinson and Rivera. So
We have 22.
22 retired numbers.
Yeah, so it's not going to be an issue.
For a little, but you are going to see some weird numbers. That's for sure going to happen.
I want to see 74.
There will be a
Who's the last one to wear that? Torres?
Yeah, Torres with it. There's going to be a superstar.
I want to
named-
see a 00.
That's and 0 since Ottavino wore it. You would think is going to become more of a thing. Now, guys, you remember this sound?
Now it's time for swag or not swag.
That was supposed to fade. We're back with one of our favorite segments.
Let's go.
Swag or not swag. This one I'm calling active Hall of Famers. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a name and you're going to say swag if they're in the Hall of Fame. Now this is if they were to retire today. Swag if they're in the Hall of Fame, or not swag if they're not. And this will lead to debate and so on and so forth. One that Tim brought up before that I think is a good discussion is Jose Altuve. I'm very curious as to how the writers are going to look at the 2017 Astros. I don't know if they're gonna. I don't know if they're going to automatically say no, if they're not going to pay any attention to it, if they will, allow the best players in, but like the borderlines they won't. So let's just take 2017 out of the question. Today he were to retire, swag or not swag, he's in the Hall of Fame.
Swag.
I'm also going swag.
I'm going. Are you wondering? If you're a listener and you're wondering why we're laughing, then stop the podcast. That's the only time I'm ever going to tell someone to stop listening. And go to YouTube and start watching. Stop listening, start watching. Stop listening, start watching. Swag.
When you can't watch, listen. When you can watch.
People who don't watch the YouTube?
Not. I don't know if we can insult them.
Watch the YouTube. But I think even if... Oh, wait, I can't say even if you do consider, because they're going to consider 2017. I think Jose Altuve is a Hall of Famer because you can kind of think about how people did talk about him not being one of the players who used the cheating scandal.
Mm-hmm.
And he's an MVP.
Well, here's my
And-
question.
That's the only thing I don't like.
Here's
that
my
MVP.
question. If we say, like they said that, Jose Altuve didn't use it. Well, what else would they say?
They're going to say that there are steroid users in the Hall of Fame There are.
Are there?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
Probably.
here's my thing: will there be? Well, yeah, there is. David Ortiz just got it, but
Yep.
will there be? Will A-Rod get in? Is something to look at. If A-Rod gets in,
He better.
let everyone in. Bonds if you ask me, Bonds, Clemens, A-Rod, I have no problem with Ortiz getting in. But my problem is that Ortiz is able to get in, but not A-Rod and Clemens and such.
Exactly.
But I'm looking at Baseball Reference's Hall of Fame stats for Altuve. Black ink, he's at 29. Average Hall of Famers at 27. Gray ink, 74. Average Hall of Fame's at 144. So I mean that's a little bit of a. But
He's not done with his career yet, homie.
He's not. No, but I said if he were to retire today.
Then.
But you look at this, the Hall of Fame monitor for batting, he's at 132. Likely Hall of Famer's at 100. So he's a 7-time All-Star. He is an MVP. He's been in the league 11 years, which makes him eligible. You have to be in for 10. So I think I would also say Swag
Hell yeah.
for the Hall of Fame. I hate his guts. I hate his tiny little heart. But
I think everyone has the same sized heart.
no,
Yeah.
your heart is roughly the size
you
of your
have, like-
fist.
Yeah, roughly.
Yeah.
I think we all have the same sized heart.
I don't think that's true.
I think if you have an enlarged heart, you're like gonna die.
Well, yeah, people have died of a large heart, but I think the heart is like every organ. Isn't every
Everyone
organ
has the same size brain too.
I don't know. I haven't taken a biology class since 9th grade.
Adult hearts are the same size as 2 clenched fists.
2 clenched fists.
The long way or the
Like,
wide
are we
way?
going wide? Are we putting knuckle to knuckle? Or are we putting
Nope, don't explain it. Don't explain it visually. If you want to know what we're doing, watch the YouTube show.
I think it's like this.
You think it's knuckle and knuckle?
Yeah.
That's what I'm guessing.
That's a big boy.
Yeah, that's right here, dude. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, it makes a bunch of noise and stuff. The next one, we're keeping it with controversy here. Robinson Cano.
I was watching the Mets game today just because it was on TV. I got 3 TVs set up downstairs with March Madness, just so the listeners know and the watchers who I care more about than the listeners. But
Jesus.
I am sacrificing March Madness time to be doing this podcast right now. So
Well, I
There's
mean,
that.
we all are. So looking at Cano has played for 16 years, right? We look
So
at
good, man.
he's at over 2,600 hits. Where are we at with home runs? He's got to be up there. 334. I thought it would have been a little bit more than that. We look at his Hall of Fame stats. He only has 1 black ink, which is hilarious. He has a gray ink of 138.
Wow.
His Hall of Fame monitor, though, is 181. So, this is a guy that, I mean, again, it takes into question the steroid thing.
he was suspended for a year. So
He was suspended for a year, so he won't get in. But my question is for you. You're a Hall of Fame voter. He retires today. Swag or not swag, he's in the Hall of Fame.
if I am,
Yes.
then I'm saying swag because I think everyone I don't care about steroids or cheating. If I'm being honest with you guys, so
I mean, it's the same.
He was too good. He was too good to say no to. Like
yeah.
Yeah.
the voters now will probably say no, but I also say swag.
You know what hurts about this the most, Tim, is how the camera flips it that way. So you always have to kind of decode it.
Oh wait, it
Yeah,
does.
it's mirrored.
Yeah, mirror. Thanks.
There we go.
Appreciate
Wait,
it.
really?
Yeah,
Because this is
Yeah.
this. I'm showing you the backside of it, so it looks correct to me.
it's wrong for
Yeah.
us.
Yeah.
Oh.
I appreciate that, Tim. He wrote on a paper for my listening audience, who I love. He wrote on a piece of paper that it says Austin smells.
I think the best part about this is that I was very passionate in the group chat today that we need to stay on topic today. On topic, boys. On topic in the beginning.
Now, a couple years ago, which is nuts to say on the podcast, we had a discussion that I brought up for Yadier Molina.
He makes me so mad.
You guys didn't see him.
I don't.
You guys
I
didn't see him on Yadier Molina's side. I am
Yeah.
fully 100% swagalicious on Yadier Molina going into the Hall of Fame. Tim wrote "not swag" on a piece of paper.
I agree with Tim.
He's an average player, just played for the same team for a long time. It's like saying Brett Gardner's a Hall of Famer.
I don't think that's at all the same.
Yeah.
Have you seen?
Well,
They're both
see.
great defensively at their positions in their primes.
Have you seen?
What's the difference? World Series winner.
Have you seen the baseball bits on Yadier Molina?
I'm not gonna watch it because it's got Yadier Molina.
First off, is there a better baseball content creator out there than Foolish
Yeah, us three.
Baseball?
Should we try to get him on the pod?
Bro,
We should.
Foolish
I'll try to-
Baseball is
I'll try to get him on.
fantastic. Watch
Bailey,
baseball
get on
bits
the
if you
pod,
haven't
baby.
watched baseball bits. But his
And what?
So good.
You have to go to YouTube to do that. So after
you
you're
do,
done,
yeah. So
watch.
subscribe to us. Hit the little bell. Subscribe to us. Then like the videos, like all of them. Then go to Foolish Baseball. Subscribe to him and watch his baseball bits on Yadier Molina.
oh my God, dude, I'm so done with Yadier Molina.
Me too.
He's got less WAR than Brett Gardner, and Brett Gardner's played 4 more seasons.
War. What is
Ha.
good for valuing
Oh, wait,
a
you-
player?
Yeah.
You want to see something? You want to see something funny? His most similar batter is AJ Pierzynski. He's from New York.
Who? AJ
Nice, AJ.
Pierzynski?
Yeah.
Oh,
From
I hate him.
Bridgehampton. Why?
AJ Pierzynski. That guy is a. I'm not an AJ Pierzynski guy.
Oh, I'm not a Yadier Molina guy, so I think we've evened out here.
Yeah. Oh, Adam Wainwright. How do we feel about Adam Wainwright? Do we keep it with the Cardinals?
Good question.
Adam
No,
Wainwright is
Not,
one to look at.
a Hall of Famer. Not a Hall of Famer.
He might be in. I don't think he'll get first ballot, but he might be one of those where, as he stays on the ballot, he'll work up more of an argument, which is always silly to me. But you look
know
at
what?
you
go for it. You go first.
I'm looking at Adam Wainwright. It says compare. I see Roy Oswalt and Roy Halladay. So, but then I'm gonna look at the Hall of Fame stats. He's right below the Hall of Fame monitor. Of his Hall of Fame monitor is at 87. So he just misses it. I think we lost Tim.
Nah.
Oh, his video's off though.
But I'm trying to think. I had one more. I did.
Kershaw?
Let's stay with Kershaw. I think is the easy waltz in, right? Swag.
Oh yeah. Very.
Trout,
I just
same.
thought that was your other
Trout, same deal.
We see half of Tim.
See,
There he
bottom
is.
arguably the better half.
Oh.
Oh, my mustache?
Exactly. Here's gonna be my last one. Paul Goldschmidt. How do we feel about Paul
Yeah.
Goldschmidt?
Right now?
Paul
I
Goldschmidt
don't think
is,
so.
this is his. He just hit 10 years, or is it 11?
No.
He's at
He's
10
not. He's not now, but maybe in the future.
Yeah, I think I could probably agree with you on that. But I think by the time he ends his career, I think Paul Goldschmidt is a Hall of Famer.
I agree with that, but if we're going by retiring today, I'm going not swag.
What happens if Nick retires today? Is he a Hall of Famer?
Nick?
No.
I think so. I think.
Yeah.
Maybe fringe.
Hey, thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for
Thank you guys-
watching.
Thank you guys for watching. Not thank you for listening.
No, thank you guys very much for listening as well.
No.
I mean, I guess.
I hope to either see you or have you listen to me in the next episode.
Nope.
And go
Just watch.
Yankees.
Garrett Cole is a New York Yankee. There we go. Got
Go
it this
Bills. Grayson Thurman is the best pitcher in Division III baseball.
Thank you for listening. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter @BoogiePod and subscribe on Apple Podcast, Spotify,